Everyone, thank you for viewing our presentation, Homework, In-Class Assignments, and Midterm Exams, investigating the predictive utility of formative and summative assessments for academic success. My name is Cassandra Stevenson.
I'm Lillian Park.
And I'm Alice Kim. In this study, we investigated whether students' performance on different types of formative and summative assessments are predictive of their academic achievement in a course. And here we took students' cumulative final exam marks to reflect their academic achievement in the course. Whereas formative assessments provide information about students' learning with the intention of enhancing it, summative assessments provide information about students' understanding of the material in question.
By knowing which types of assessments are predictive of students' achievement in a course, instructors can then use them to identify students who could benefit most from additional academic resources and support throughout the duration of the course, as well as how they can best support their students' learning.
Past research shows that students' performance on formative assessments is positively related to their performance on summative assessments, and that students' performance on summative assessments is positively associated with subsequent summative assessments, like the final cumulative exam for a course.
In this study, we investigated two research questions. First, are students' grades on homework and in-class assignments predictive of their grades on the midterm exam? Here, homework is defined as any work that students completed outside of class for a grade in the course, and in-class assignments is defined as any work that students completed in class for a grade in the course. And second, we also investigated whether students' grades on homework, in-class assignments, and the midterm exam were predictive of their grades on the final cumulative exam. And here we use the same operational definitions for homework and in-class assignments. In terms of what we thought we would find, based on past research, we expected that students' performance on these formative assessments, homework and in-class assignments, that they would both be predictive of their grade for the midterm exam. We also expected students' grades on homework, in-class assignments, and the midterm exam that they would be predictive for their grade for the final cumulative exam.
We used grades from 241 students across a variety of psychology courses taught by the same instructor at a small American liberal arts college. We split the data into two parts, before and after the midterm. For this study, we only used students' grades for homework and in-class assignments that were completed before the midterm. This is because we wanted to assess whether these formative assessments from earlier on in the course could be used to predict students' overall performance in the class. Because, ideally, we want to be able to identify students who could benefit most from additional academic resources and support throughout the duration of a course early on in the course, before they fall too far behind. We conducted two multiple linear regression analyses. In the first, we investigated whether homework and in-class assignments would predict grades on the final exam, and you can see that in this diagram here. We then conducted a second regression analysis to see whether homework and in-class assignments that were completed before the midterm, as well as the midterm itself, were predictive of students' grades on the final exam. And again, the final exam was used as a measure of overall academic performance rather than the final course grade, because the final course grade would encompass homework, in-class assignments, and midterm grades, confounding any results. Now into our results. Generally, our findings align with past work showing that students' grades on formative assessments are predictive of their grades on summative assessments, and that students' grades on summative assessments are also predictive of their grades on subsequent summative assessments. Addressing our first research question, we found that students' grades for homework and in-class assignments were predictive of their grades on the midterm exam. This is consistent with previous research indicating that formative assessments are predictive of summative assessments. In terms of performance in the course as a whole, students' grades for homework and the midterm exam were predictive of their grades on the final exam. In contrast, students' grades for in-class assignments were not a significant predictor of exam performance. Compared to homework grades, performance on the midterm exam was a better predictor of performance on the final exam. So both can be used to predict performance, but midterms may provide more information.
At this point, we'd like you to share your thoughts about our study findings. Why might students' grades for in-class assignments be predictive of their midterm grades, but not their grades on the final cumulative exam? Why might students' grades on homework, but not in-class assignments, be predictive of their final cumulative exam grades? Please pause this video presentation and use the link or the QR code on this slide to share your thoughts. Welcome back. Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us and other attendees. Generally, our findings suggest that students' learning achievement in a course follows a consistent trajectory. Our results also suggest that some types of assessments are more useful than others to identify students who could benefit most from additional academic support and resources throughout the remainder of the course. For example, students' grades on midterms were found to better predict their performance on the final cumulative exam compared to their homework grades. This could be due to the similar format and testing environment that the midterm and final exams share, compared to the format and working environment of a homework assignment. However, homework is typically provided much earlier and frequently to students, and should thus be used to make informed decisions relevant to students' academic success. Instead of waiting until midterm exams are graded to assess the student's progress, which is halfway through the course, students and instructors can use students' performance on homework far earlier in the course to either engender change in academic performance or to reassess the viability of staying in the course.